Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Lads and lassies, I've used this quote several times on this channel, not just to talk about Deontay Wilder, but about other people as well, about other fighters like Eubank Jr., Billy Joe, when they've made mistakes and repeated said mistake. It's the quote from George Santayana that those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. There's also another great quote, I should say, from the Greek philosopher Socrates, and it basically goes that smart people learn from everyone and everything. Average people learn from experience, and stupid people already have all the answers. I like that one as well. That to me it's a quote that was said, Socrates lived in the 400 BCs, and you could still interpret that to today. I mean, some of the most, for want of a better word, ignorant, we'll say, people I've met in my life, they've been very much like that. Where am I going with this? Well, our old friend Deontay Wilder, in response to the comments that Mark Breland made, in which he basically addressed what goes on in Deontay Wilder's camp, what it was like to train with him, his, refuting the allegations about the spiking water, stuff like that. Deontay Wilder has actually come out and given an interview. Alright, he has spoken very candidly about Mark Breland. I'm going to read you some quotes here, okay? The first quote from Deontay Wilder, it goes as follows. Alright, he's asked about Mark Breland, and he says, it's like, where is it all coming from? Is it because I am in life? Is it because where I am in life and your career was short? It's all making sense now. He's been envious of me. He's been jealous. Now all the what is coming out. This bit here I find a little bit bizarre, basically. Okay? He says, you can't break a king. When you're a king, you're a king. A king knows how to get back up and continue and to lead. Because he understands that he has people waiting on you to go, get up, king, and continue to lead us. That's what it is. I'm king. Finally, he goes on to say, again to quote Deontay Wilder, about Mark Breland, I should say, oh, you want to break your silence to the UK media. Okay. Somebody else poured the water. Nah, you did that. This is the end of my career. Man, this is only the beginning of greatness. But for you, it's the end. End of quote from Deontay. Take what you take from that with a pinch of salt. I mean, right. Well, he seems to be going along with the whole water spiking situation. I mean, Mark Breland, in a recent statement, actually, I should say, said that you were tested before and after the fight. The water thing is one of the, I think that was the last one that came out. I believe in chronological order, I believe it was a bicep injury followed by the suit. Well, that suit has just died. That whole suit weight thing is gone. Then it was the glove gate, and then finally it was the spiked water. So it just beggars belief. I mean, what is next? What is next? I mean, that's the funny thing. What is next? I don't want to know. I don't even want to think about it. Deontay Wilder, from what he's saying there, look, I have to say what I feel, right? I don't want to be one of these guys who holds back and doesn't say what he thinks, right? In terms of but I also don't want to get people coming saying, yo, gee, you're just a hater. I ain't no hater, right? It's called being objective. It's very different. I have to say what I see, right? I've always said about Deontay Wilder, I like watching him in the ring, right? I like watching him fight. I do. But as a person, he is in a very, very, very bad way. And what I mean by that is, and someone can say bad way, he's rich. His whole demeanor, his whole mindset, it's in a very it's all over the place. I mean, this is a guy who, to say he can't take a loss is an understatement. He is looking for anything to absolve himself of that defeat. That defeat was coming. I mean, you've seen Deontay Wilder in the last few years. Deontay Wilder was never going to be technically sound or anything like that. That was never going to be Deontay Wilder's game. He was always crude. But he went from being crude, but someone who was trying to jab a bit like he did against Stavern, to being someone who just is like, well, I'll lose every minute of every round just to land one punch. You know, I only have to be perfect for this time. Talk about wanting to catch bodies. Talking in that hush tone. You know, all this silly, you know what. It just was ridiculous to me. And now the bubble burst. He was living in such a bubble. The bubble burst and he just doesn't know what to do. He's still calling himself the king. He's still saying that it's just the beginning for him and everything. I mean, what is going to happen next? Seriously. Is he going to get the Fury fight? Not likely now at this stage. Is he going to get a fight with Anthony Joshua? No. Is Usyk going to fight him? No. Is he going to get a mandatory crack at one of these titles? Not by the look of things, at least not anytime soon. So, what exactly is he saying about this is just the beginning and he's still the king? I mean, at the end of the day, right. You want to say what you want about Dylan White and Anthony Joshua, okay? Dylan White, he can be a bit annoying, yes. Can he run his mouth a bit? Yes. He lost to Povetkin straight out. Yeah, I lost to Povetkin. He did say some things like, you know, oh, it was a lucky punch, it wasn't a lucky punch. But he did say some things like that, but at least he came out and acknowledged it. Vice versa with Anthony Joshua. When he lost to Ruiz, straight back out. Wilder lost in February 2020, and it was damn near November. It was November before he actually said anything. And instead of coming out and saying, yeah, I've been away, you know, I had a few injuries, I lost, this, that, and the other, it was just, I had proof, it was spite. It was like, come on, man. You're 35 years old. You know? Surround yourself with all these yes men. Do that at your own peril. But, I don't know. It just, the ridiculous statements he's making. For me, that the fan in me wants to see Wilder back in the ring again. Someone like I'd like to see him fight Charles Martin or like an Adam Kalinacki, because I find Wilder entertaining. But at the same time, it's just like, what? I don't know. When you read things like that, it's like what I said about, you know, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat. It was like that Socrates quote I quote at the start of this. It's like, you know, he just doesn't seem to want to come to grips with this loss. Just any excuse will just try and, like Mark Breland, been in his team for years, straight away he was the one who threw the towel in. You're a double agent, you spiked my water, this, that and the other. It's like, mate, what do you want? What more can you say? Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what he's been saying. At the end of the day, like, I want to see what Deontay Wilder does next, because if we put it like this, right, if we do, and I think we will, if we do get AJ Fury announced next, what is Wilder going to do? Seriously, who is he going to fight? Charles Martin, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. We don't know what the crack is with that fight. Kalinacki, who is he going to fight? Ruiz? What is going to happen with Deontay Wilder? Are they going to try and reach out to Dylan White? I mean, I'd like that fight. I think that's a decent fight. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. If Dylan White gets through Povetkin, of course, obviously, I have to do a prediction video on that fight. But with Wilder now, I mean, like, reading that, it just, I don't know. It's a worry. It's a worry. I don't know what they're going to do next or what his team are going to do next. All I know is that the stuff he comes out with is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What's your thoughts in the comment section below on what Wilder said? Do you still see him as a king? Do you see him as the king ready to take his throne? Do you see him as only just beginning his career? Let me know in the comment section what you think. Lads, bit of a weird one, I'll say. Bit of a rant, bit of everything in this. Bit of rant, bit of philosophy, bit of everything. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Lads, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. Hashtag GMASRocks, all that good stuff. Lads, I'll talk to you. Oh, by the way, before I go, probably do a stream this evening. Probably about, you know, the usual time, kind of 7, 8-ish, whatever time, Ireland and UK time. Hope to see you then. Lads, I'll talk to you. Peace.